Hello, good morning. I woke up super early today because the monks were singing at 4 a.m. here in Yangon, Myanmar. Saturday, I don't know, something religious was happening. And yeah, good news is though that I did manage to read a lot. I am reading The Honeymooners. I started with that one because that one seemed easy and I had a really bad reading slump in September, so I just wanted to read something that I knew that I was going to enjoy and easygoing. And it's actually going super fast. I don't know if it's short or it's just the genre. Probably both. Yeah, but I actually already read 50% of the book. I couldn't update you sooner, but I'm also reading it really fast and I'm actually really enjoying it. It is what I expected it to be cliche, but it's so much better than I actually expected. It has the hate to love trope, and I don't know why, I'm a sucker for that one. I'm really enjoying it. It's not as nice as the hating game. That one is the top of the top, so I'm enjoying it. It's really fun because it's basically about the people that hate each other completely, but they both not inherit, but they get to go on a honeymoon because the bride and groom cannot go. And they have to go together even if they despise each other, but then they arrive and for all the reasons they have to keep up the act to not be found out, also so that they don't basically have to pay for the whole holiday and everything. And it's pretty cool how they hate each other and they have to act nice, and it's really cool. I'm enjoying it. And then also I think I made the mistake of, because you know I have to read 10 books this month, which is already much more than I want, and today is already day 5 and I have only read 50% of The Honeymooners, which is the easiest one, and it's basically the end of the week and I should have read 2 to 3 books to be able to read 10 a month, so I'm actually freaking out. But on the other hand, I'm so clever that I also remember that I have this challenge for myself where I want to read books in different languages that I know and speak, just to keep practicing, because I never practice them and I really enjoy them, so I just want to keep them fresh. And I went to French school, so I have very good French, except that I haven't spoken it in 10 years. So I'm kind of losing it. Not kind of, like really losing it. I went to France and I felt like I was a freaking, I don't know, first course A1 level of French, just trying to waddle my way through, and they would just talk to me in English and I was just like, I've done my whole high school in French, I've written philosophy essays in French, and now I just can't even freaking ask for directions to the train station. I'm so embarrassed. So basically, yeah, I'm reading a French book, trying to practice, and I'm supposed to read at least half of it this week. But yeah, but I think this is a very bad idea and I think I have to drop it if I'm actually gonna stand a chance, not saying I will do it, but stand a chance to read 10 books. But yeah, but I did read, how many pages of this? 50 pages of this, and it's Le Potentiel Erotique de Femme by David Fuenquinos. I don't know. It's a French author and I already read one of his other books, La Délicatesse. He has a movie with Audrey Tautou, the one that played Amélie, and it was really nice. I don't know if I'm enjoying it. It's very French, which I enjoy, but it's very different. It's a very different style. It's kind of poetic in a messy way, but it's about a guy that is heavily depressed as well, so that's really interesting. But it's not the easiest read, but I'm enjoying it. I actually read this with my mom yesterday on her birthday. We went to the Srirakan Pagoda, which is the biggest pagoda in the world, that is here in Yangon in Myanmar, basically where they go and pray, and I insert a picture here. And we went there at 7 a.m. and she was just painting because she's an artist, so we sat somewhere in the shadow and painted, and I just read. That was really nice. I really wanted to record something for you, but I was too embarrassed to do it in front of her, so I didn't. But it was really nice. And then see you next time and I'll update you with what I have next.
Hello guys! I haven't talked to you in ages. The last time I talked to you, I think I had just started on Honeymooners, and yeah, a lot has happened since then. Not as much as there should have happened, because basically it's already the 16th of the month and I have to read 10 books, and I've so far read 4. I just finished the 4th one, so I haven't reached the halfway point, and I'm leaving the I have a few that are longer ones to the end, so it's not by any means half. But my mom left today and she came to visit me for 3 weeks here in Myanmar, and she just left today, and that's also why I wasn't able to to read, but especially also why I wasn't able to update you, because I was a bit embarrassed to kind of pick up the camera and stuff, and I didn't want her to know what I was doing because it's just very new and I'm mostly embarrassed. And yeah, and since she's come to visit me, I basically spent every single moment with her or with my boyfriend, or just basically I was always surrounded. And at the beginning I managed to wake up really early at 5 a.m. and then maybe do some stuff but then she kind of caught up to me and adjusted to the timetable and we were both up at not 5 but 7 a.m. But anyway, let's get down to the books. So first of all, the Honeymooners, I finished it. I absolutely loved it, or so I thought. The first half of it, basically. I loved the first half of it, and then I think I hated the second half of it. The first half, it was love to hate. It was really fun. I loved the banter. I loved they were basically put in an impossible situation, and they were where basically they had to kind of get along, but then through these circumstances they had to pretend that they were in a couple even if they hated each other. And I thought that was really, really cool. It's a very simple trope, but I had a lot of fun with it, that they had to pretend, and then basically, you know, it kind of, anyway. But then afterwards, by the middle of it, it just kind of changed, and it just became about silly problems and total miscommunication. It was so frustrating, and there were many things that were just, I don't know. I also lost a lot of faith in the romantic interest. He did some things that I was like, what? Actually, I'm just not rooting for this relationship anymore. I don't know. I just didn't get it. I didn't like it at all. I think I gave it, in the end, 3 stars because of that. Thought it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be 5 stars, but 4 stars perhaps, because I was having a lot of fun. But no. And I think maybe I kind of even want to give it less. I really disliked it at the end. Such a shame. I was really enjoying the beginning. Then next up, I decided to switch it up and go for a fantasy, and I chose The Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogers. I love this one. It was amazing. I really liked most of it. I do think that it does have a weaker ending, so I really liked most of it. I definitely also liked the setting, and I did like, even in the ending, I did like everything about the role that the library had to play in all of it. Basically about books being more than just dead beings, having something else. I did like that a lot, and I also liked a lot the hint of romance in there at the beginning and what could that develop into. And then I didn't really like how that was managed, and also many people criticize the ending, the epilogue, and I can see that. At the same time, I like when everything ends. I just don't want to give any spoilers. Basically, it was an easy way out in the epilogue instead of, I don't want to say anything. Anyway, but I overall liked it a lot. I gave it 4 stars, and it was a really good read, and it's a standalone. And yeah, I liked the main character. I thought she was very resourceful. Sometimes I feel a bit too much resourceful. I don't know what we all have. I don't know. I'm not sure I really liked some. I'm not sure I love this trend about women always having to be super self-reliant in everything. I think that it might be a bit overdone. I love seeing strong female characters, but I think that a woman can be strong in many other ways that don't require her to fight on her own and use a sword, or just basically be extremely physical. I think that there can be very feminine and womanly strengths that can be shown in different ways, and yeah. But now we have a trend where there's a lot of the Hunger Games kind of Katniss Evergreen type of female protagonist, which is okay. I still enjoy it because I still like it. But sometimes I do wish that, I don't know, sometimes I do wish that characters weren't as invincible in some ways. Then next up, I read another lighthearted one. I wanted to just keep the momentum going, and that was The Bright Test by Helen Hoang. And this is the second installation of basically the continuation of the Kiss Quotient. It's not a continuation of the main story, it's just a story in the same world. And this one, I liked it a lot. I actually really liked it. I wasn't expecting great things because I thought it was a continuation, and then I started reading it and I was very disappointed. So I kind of put it on the side, but then a few months later, when I knew already that it was a different story, I just picked it up with an open mind, and I really liked it. One of my biggest criticisms of the Kiss Quotient was that I loved the beginning. It was really steamy. It was, I don't know, it made you kind of like, ooh, because it was really exciting how they were just kind of getting. But then, since it started the Kiss Quotient is basically an autistic woman that has never had any kind of relationship, nor even any kind of sexual relationships, and she wants to learn how to do it so that she can eventually find a partner perhaps, or at least do not feel so self-conscious about it, and then she hires an escort to teach her. That's the premise of the book. So I think that's really interesting, and I really enjoyed the Kiss Quotient, but then it just, once it actually happens, it just becomes about that, and it just keeps happening, and you do have a few scenes that are very interesting about her adjusting to the role of girlfriend, especially meeting their boyfriend's family as an autistic girl, and I think that's really, really cool, but most of it is not that. Most of it is just them again, oh, I can't keep my hands off you, and it got very boring. In this one, however, was the opposite. It was the slowest burn one. I loved it. It was sometimes slightly frustrating also because it delved on themes from miscommunication, but I think that in this case it was appropriate because that's basically one of the biggest difficulties of an autistic person, that they just fail to understand that some things have to be communicated, or they fail to communicate them properly, or to kind of share and connect through feeling, and that was definitely the difficulty of one of the main characters in the story. So it made sense with the story, and that's it. And then the ending maybe a bit too fast and but that's okay, it's a romance, I'm okay with it. I really liked it, I gave it 4 stars. I'm also reading Daisy Jones and the Six, and I have the audiobook, but I can't read audiobooks, so I'm just basically listening whilst I read it on my phone as well, because I tried only the audiobook, but I just lose focus all the time, so I'm just I have it really fast, faster than I would normally have it only on audiobook, and I just kind of scroll up and keep reading. And then, right now, I just finished, and this, I swear, is the last one, and then I'm gonna keep you updated, because I know that it's not possible for me to do it this way, but basically I read The Silent Patient, and it's a thriller, and it's the only thriller that I have on my TBR, because I rarely read thrillers because I'm a fantasy romance kind of girl, or so I thought. And then I was really digging it, I was really enjoying it. I think I don't like thrillers because I have, or at least I feel I have, an overactive imagination, and then I see a small trailer of a movie, and just hearing the music and the hint of something going to happen, my mind already, it goes there and shows all the pictures, and it's okay, I can handle it if I see it. I mean, I will scream, but it's okay. But then I go home and I have to go to the bathroom at night, or I just walk through the corridors, or I just sit in my room alone and I panic. I literally, my mind can't stop. And it's the kind of thing where you know that you don't want to look, because if you look, it might be there. I'm a child, I get scared, and I basically can't handle horror, and I thought that it would be even worse in books, because I feel like you imagine things even more with a book, I don't know. And thriller is not horror, I know that, but I have been reading some Agatha Christie. It was just an investigation, but still the thought of them maybe making a mistake and getting trapped by the killer, and the killer being someone that is properly in front of you, but you don't know who it is because you don't know who to trust, which is basically thriller 101. It scares me so much. The pumping of I can't handle it. I enjoy it, but actually I don't enjoy it. I enjoy it, but then it gets me anxious the whole day, and I get very scared. So I thought I didn't like thrillers. But this one, damn, I just love psychology so much, and it's a psychological thriller, and it's basically about a woman that kills her husband, and then she just doesn't say a single word, and then it's told by a psychiatrist, and then wants to treat her and help her. But it's really interesting, the premise is really interesting, and I really liked all of it. I thought that I would only be hooked by the end, kind of thriller. At the end is where all the plot twist happens, but I was really interested in the build-up of the whole story, and actually, I like to build up more, I think. I was really enjoying the mystery of it, and then once it's revealed, I have to say I was shocked. I then looked at reviews because it did feel like, since I don't read any thrillers, I didn't see it coming. But then I read many reviews that said if you have read thrillers, or I don't know, some even said if you have any brain in you, then you would see it coming. I didn't, but yes, it caught me off guard. But I'm not sure. I wasn't wowed by it at the same time. I don't know. I felt very confused. I'm very confused. I think it was great, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what? I don't know. I'm still processing it, I think, and that's why I also picked up a camera, because today I couldn't pick up the camera because I was reading. I just really wanted to know how it ended, and then once it ended, I really wanted to tell you guys about it, because yeah, I don't know, I kind of just wanted to find a review with spoilers that did discuss things in detail, but I couldn't find any, or at least I got bored looking. all of them were spoiler free, and either they were, oh, it was so predictable, or they were 5 stars, best plot twist ever. And I don't feel any of those things, so I couldn't relate. But yeah, you know what you think. Let me know if any relates to my weird feeling. Probably not, because I can't actually explain how I feel. Well, doesn't matter. I don't know. Anyway, moving on, since I'm rambling a lot and this is becoming very long. I am now gonna start, I've decided, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And yeah, I'm eager about that because Beauty and the Beast and all of that. I'm really excited. I already read a little bit last night because I like reading at night, but I couldn't read a thriller to fall asleep. So I just started this one. And I'm really gonna try my best to keep you more updated, and even, I don't know, I guess people show also a little bit of their life, right? I know that you're probably not interested in my life, but at least a little bit. I know that I enjoy watching other people's lives, and not only their reading, otherwise I would watch a wrap-up. I do enjoy seeing how they read and how they get on their day and how they schedule the reading, or how they, I don't know, the setup and where they go. Especially since I live in such a foreign country, or at least, I don't know, I don't think it's a very common country to live in. I think it would be cool. And I actually thought of filming when I went to the Shweta con Pagoda or some cool places that I thought would be really nice. I didn't really film because I was with my mom and I was embarrassed, because it's the main thing. I'm just really gonna try, but I also know that if my boyfriend isn't at home, I'm probably gonna be very, I don't know. So I'm just gonna try to squeeze in sometimes when he's not here, or I'm just gonna tell him, go play in the living room, and I'm just gonna hide in my room and just film a little bit for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get more used to this and more comfortable with it. And probably look at the camera more because I'm just all over the place, and also mumble less because I feel that I'm just either nervous, so I just don't finish my sentences, or I talk too fast and you guys probably don't understand me because of my accent. So maybe I need to add subtitles, I don't know. I'm rambling, it doesn't matter. Thank you very much for listening, and I will catch up with you soon. I finished another book. I read A Curse So Dark and Lonely, the one that I was reading, and I did tell you that I was gonna take you through it, but yeah, I didn't. I tried, and I think at one moment I thought, oh, this would be a good time to film maybe me reading, but I thought it was really weird and I just didn't get the guts to do it, and I was just chilling and relaxing and kind of, I don't know, detoxing from the day, and I didn't want to input the anxiety of having a camera in front of me. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, about the book. I finished A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and it was okay. I think I didn't like it too much, but it was okay. I mean, it was enjoyable in some aspects. I give it 3 stars, and definitely there are many books that I enjoyed way less. It's just that I think I had high expectations for it, and I thought it was going to be potentially 5 stars. At least I thought it was going to be 4 stars, and I even thought that it was going to be that through the beginning and stuff, because I don't know, I was very surprised about the setup to begin with, but then I don't know what to say. It's just, there were so many things that I didn't like. I also found it quite boring. Just, I felt that it was just too long, and many small scenes were too predictable, or I was just reading about all the small movements and things that I don't think they didn't matter that much, and even some scenes could have cut, or other scenes could have yielded so much more. And I don't mind that slow romances that take a lot of time to build, and then they just kind of keep each other apart. I mean, sometimes that can be very frustrating, but I don't mind that it takes long for true love to mature and for true love to actually exist. I think that's actually very realistic, and I like it. But there are many small scenes that doesn't mean that they should have, or they could have done something, but I think that more feelings could have grown. I don't know. I also, the final plot twist or whatever, I kind of saw it coming, or at least I wasn't very impressed with it. I was just like, oh yeah, great, of course. I don't know. Also, this is spoiler, okay, spoilers. The love triangle situation, I don't know, I don't like it. The problem is that I feel that when I'm a reader and I kind of choose who I want as a love partner, and then the person has feelings for the other like, you know, the third party in the love triangle, I kind of feel like they're cheating, or they're just like, no, you're not being loyal, like, you like that person, please, just, you know. But I'm guessing that that's how it is with all love triangles. And it also annoys me when I read things about the other party that I haven't chosen as a love interest, and they do things that are really cute and they make me feel something, and I'm like, no. So yeah, that's a bit. But anyway, that could be okay. That's just a minor thing. And also, I don't know, I felt that their whole plot, I felt that the plot was lacking. The character was, I mean, I think that it's a character-driven story, and that's okay, but the character development wasn't out of this world either, and the character depth wasn't out of this world either. Too much of, not like other girls trope, which is a bit like, and then the plot was just about how they just kind of, I don't know, fake everything and nobody suspects anyone. I mean, of course they do suspect at some point, but how they just barge in and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a bit too much. I like the idea a lot, it's just, I don't know. Some things, I don't think they would have held up in the real world. Anyway, so now what I have to do is I want to finish today Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm also procrastinating a little bit on that book. It hasn't hooked me. It sometimes does when I just read it and then I kind of want to continue, but yeah, I'm kind of like, okay, I guess I'll finish that one, which is a shame because I think it's a very praised book by everyone and everyone hypes a lot about it, so hopefully by the end it will just improve. But yeah, I will tell you my thoughts on that one next, I think, and then I have to start my next book and I will choose that one and let you know. But before I do that, it's Sunday here and I want to use the time to clean up a little bit, and I just have to do a quick cleanup of the room, just organizing, and I thought I would just put a time lapse because I absolutely love cleaning time lapses. And yeah, and then maybe I also will do a sort of spa day, Sunday, I don't know, I will see. And maybe after that I will just keep reading or play some games. I will just try to take you through today. I finished cleaning. It was actually really short and fast, but it feels so nice to start the week with everything perfectly organized. I still have to do laundry and all of those things, but at least everything is put in place. I had lunch, and after I listened and read some of more of Daisy Jones and the Six, I don't know. I'm still procrastinating through it, as in I have to make myself read it, but at the same time I do have to say that there are certain quotes or moments, especially, I don't know, I think the story with Billy and the love story with his wife and stuff, that really touches me. I do like the realistic feel that it has, and that it really feels like it could be something completely real. I do like troubled characters, but yeah, I'm still struggling through it. I read until 57%, so yeah, hopefully things will pick up, except that at the same time I'm dreading things to pick up because I really hope that there's not a development that I fear will happen, and I just really don't want that to happen. So now I also got up here because I want to talk about what book I'm going to be reading next. And then let's look at the options that we have. So far I've already read The Honeymooners, Sorcery of Thorns, The Bride Test, Silent Patient, Curse So Dark and Lonely, currently reading Daisy Jones and the Six. And then I have left The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I already kind of decided that it's going to be the last one that I pick up, I think. Otherwise, I have The Keys Thief by L.J. Shen. I think this one is about arranged marriage. So I think that it's about her being married to someone that she doesn't want to, and then kind of maybe love arises, but there's also someone else at play or things like that. Then the girl he used to know, about a girl that is socially awkward and developments, and where the forest meets the stars. Just the little thing here in Kindle, little tick in this corner here, always covers the name, the surname of the freaking authors, and then I just don't know if the name ends there or if I cannot read the last 2 letters. Anyway. And Where the Forest Meets the Stars, which is emotional, I think, about people and relationships, but also about friendship. So it's not romance, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so those are the choices. So basically, sort of easy, emotional, still easy, and then really long, but at the same time fantasy. I don't know. So let me think for a second. The thing is that I was thinking of reading The Kiss Thief, but I think that it involves a love triangle, perhaps, and I don't really like those, like as I already told you. I think perhaps I actually feel like reading The Priory of the Orange Tree, because I do feel like fantasy and stuff, even if I just read something a bit more fantastical. Okay, I'm just gonna think about it and then let you know. Yes, so the thing is that I don't know if I'm too eager to start any of those. I don't know, I think I do want to read them, but at the same time I'm kind of indecisive. So I'm just popping up in the list that, as I said, when I made the TBR, I just went to the list of the most popular books published in 2019 in Goodreads, and I just kind of picked the top 5 and then picked the rest. As I said, it changed a lot, and every time that I look, it kind of changes, somewhat the same, but it does change. For instance, Wicked King, The Wicked King was number 1st when I checked, and now it's number 6. But still, The Silent Patient, which I read, is number 1 now. Daisy Jones in the 6th, number 2, so that stays. Then The Testaments by Margaret Atwood completely went up, which I was expecting it to do, because it got just released when I looked at the list, and yeah, so it makes sense. City of Girls, I'm very interested, but I bought a hard copy that then I had to store somewhere else, so I just don't want to have to buy it again. Then An Anonymous Girl, thriller, The Wicked King I already read, A Turn of a Key. Thriller, which maybe I could like, I think this one could be good. I've heard many good things about it, and everyone is raving about it on booktube. Maybe I could read this one, except that it's another thriller, which is not my favorite. But it's October, so if it's a month, it's gonna be today, right? Ask Again, yes. I think it might be After the Little Fires Everywhere. It's not a second book, it's by the same author. I think it's different. But I have A Little Fires Everywhere, and I kind of feel like I want to read that one first. On the come up, I haven't read On the Way Up. No, I haven't read The Hate You Give yet, so not that one. The Huntress, I started it, I don't think I'm gonna like it. Then The Honeymooners, I already read. The Lost Girl of Paris, I started, didn't like it. Then King of Scars, I haven't read the Grisha trilogy. I have read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, but not the Grisha trilogy, and I'm pretty sure that you have to read it. I've tried, I've googled it, can you just read it anyway? And I'll just kind of, because I really don't want to read the Grisha trilogy. Everyone says it's good, and that's it. Kind of, it's meh. So I don't want to read a trilogy that is meh. Then The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I'm gonna read. Red, White and Royal Blue, which I read. Then some that I don't know. Ninth House, ooh, I've been wanting to read this one. It has very mixed reviews, but it also came out in October, so it wasn't even on the list, I think, when I first checked it out. And I feel that it's a very October book. I've been wanting to read this one. I've been feeling like the darker themes, and this is apparently what it's about. Many people, like a lot of people, hate it. Maybe I could change one of those for this one, because for instance, I'm not saying The Kiss Thief anywhere now. I do see Where the Forest Meets the Stars at number 23, but that's number 23. Then The Brightest, number 24, and now I'm just kind of going through it. Number 30, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. It's so low. I do remember that it wasn't super high up, but I really wanted to read it, but still I'm pretty sure it's lower than it used to be. Sorcery of Thorns. And this one, I know. This one I picked it because I made a mistake and I picked a different book. Then I had to make a change. I could also read The Stardust Sea. That looks cool, but isn't this one also a continuation? It's about pirates and stuff, so that's cool. Actually, it has really good reviews. Huh, this one could be cool. It's a fantasy one. Except that I do feel a bit bad about not reading the books that I set up in my TBR. I kind of do like doing that. Then also, When All Is Said by Anne Griffin. This one is number 40, but I think that I would really like it. It's about, I think it's a man that sits in a bar. He's just drinking, and then he tells his story to someone that is next to him. And it's basically when all is said and done, and he talks about his life and the mistakes that he did. And I don't know, I think reflect on life. It's interesting. And then many things that I'm really interested in. The Kid That Wolves, yay, number 55. I did not like it. Then The Kiss Thief, finally, number 59. I would have never chosen it if it was number 59. I don't know why I don't know how it can be so high up and then just kind of suddenly, it just doesn't make sense. But I still haven't found The Girl He Used to Know. It's even lower. The Girl He Used to Know, number 80. Nice. Wonderful. So the two ones that we found that could be replacements were Ninth House, right?
Ninth house. I also wanted to read Serpent and Dove, that everyone is reading this month as well because it came out, and I do also feel that it's very October type of book, but I didn't see it here. Oh, I just saw it. Number 92. Number 92. I don't think that's reading the most popular books, is it? But at the same time, I'm about to read some that are at number 80, like The Girl He Used to Know. I did want to read that one though. I don't know what to do. I think what I might do is add these options to my TBR and then still read 10 books, no matter what, but choose. But I don't want to give up on The Priory of the Orange Tree because I also bought that one upon release because everyone was talking about it and I was like, oh, I really want to read it, but I already had set my TBR for that month and it was very full, so I said, okay, next month. But then next month, I think it was, because kind of it came out late February, right? But I had already set up my TBR for March, and then April was the owls, right, for the Harry Potter readathon, magical readathon, that Book Rose hosts, which was amazing. It was my first readathon ever to participate in. I mean, I just participated in on my own, just reading, but it was so much fun. She did such a wonderful job. It was amazing. And then from then on, it kind of just got lazy, and then I also started hearing many reviews about the Priory of the Orange Trees, and many of them were 4 stars, which is a very good rating, but it's not the most encouraging rating to go into if you just want to read 800 pages of something. So I don't know. And also the reasons they were giving, I'm rambling. So basically, I'm pretty sure I want to stick with that one, also because I don't want to just change an 800-page book for a 300. It feels like I'm just giving up. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna add maybe a few other options, and if I really feel like reading Ninth House now, then maybe I should just read it. And it's definitely more popular than many other options. And maybe also The Stardust Sea, we said, right? But pirates, that sounds so cool. Or maybe I go with also the thriller, the Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Maybe I could also read that. So yeah, well, I did read the books that I wanted to read most at the beginning of the month. Not really. Honeymooners, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I can't decide right now what I'm gonna read. I think I just have to get off the camera and go to my reading place and then just choose. And I'm also gonna buy these couple of books to add them to my TBR, and then I will just let you know which one I pick once I've already started and I can tell you something. But yeah, thank you for listening to my ramblings. I will update you soon. Well, update. I haven't chosen a book. I don't know which one to choose. I'm in a reading slump and I have been so for a few days, so I don't think I'm going to be able to read 10 books. I've almost made it and I'm completely failing now because, I don't know, reading slump. I think maybe I just tried to read too much too fast and now I kind of burned out a little bit. And yeah, and also I'm not too excited about any of the books, so that's also stopping me. But yeah, I'm going to stop the vlog now, and in the next one you will see which one I end up picking. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.